Hey, what's up, guys? It's me, Essential Teas here, back with another review of the Arrowverse. This is going to be my review for this week's Flash and Arrow episodes, so let's get right into it. Starting with the Flash, we had the episode License to Elongate, and this was a very Ralph-centric episode, and it was a good episode. It's nice to shine a spotlight on Ralph, especially because we got to see him doing kind of doing his own PI thing, not so much being Elongated Man. So that was kind of neat to see. It also further progressed the story of Sue Dearborn, the person that Ralph spent all summer tracking, and I'm pretty sure she's supposed to end up being his future wife. Like, in the comics, I'm pretty sure they get married. So I'm pretty sure he will find her, and then she will probably stick around on the show. Other than Barry and Ralph going off to investigate on this missing persons case, we also see Chester P. Runk, the person with the black hole powers from episode 1. His body has finally stabilized and he's good to live a normal life again. And he's also Cecile's first client as a metahuman defense attorney. So she kind of helped him get back his normal life because, well, he was in Star Labs, he was declared dead apparently, so she fixed that. But she also kind of holds on to him and ends up making the situation worse. But it's because she isn't sure if this is the right move, and he's so far her only client. So I think this is a cool path for Cecile to go down. I also hope they don't put too much focus on it, because this is just like Iris's reporting. It is a side story. Obviously, when it comes to the Central City Citizen and the newspaper article, that becomes not so much of a side story, but I don't think Cecile will ever have that much of a important role. But I think it'll be cool to have her as a metahuman defense attorney. So yeah. Other than that, there was no Cisco in this episode. I'm assuming he is maybe at Gypsy's funeral on Earth 19. Not really sure. They didn't really give an explanation. We also see a little bit of Killer Frost, but not really. She's just kind of there. But yeah, the main focus is on Barry and Ralph infiltrating this party. Totally James Bond style, evil supervillain. They're all there to bid on a weapon. I think it's really suspicious. Like, Barry's getting really relaxed at trying to keep his identity a secret. Because first Ralph's there with Barry, then Ralph is tied up and captured with the Flash, and then at the end Ralph's there with Barry again. So like, it doesn't seem that hard to put 2 and 2 together and realize that Barry is the Flash. But I guess just whatever. We also see the return of Esperanza. What did they call her? Ultraviolet? That's Allegra's sister. So I guess he just kind of either paid people to break her out of jail or just maybe paid her bail. I don't know. But yeah. The other big thing in the episode is Nash Wells and his mission to find the Monitor. He kind of tells everyone on Team Flash at the start of the episode what he knows and how he thinks the Monitor isn't actually this hero, the good guy in the story, which is feeling shared with Oliver on Arrow, but I'll get to that later. And he thinks that there's an interdimensional portal right behind that wall of rocks, but there's some kind of Eternium rock in there so that Barry can't phase through it, and I'm not exactly sure how it affects Nash's mining, but I guess it does. So he ends up going to find Allegra and gets her to use her powers to show him where the Eternium is and where it's safe for him to dig. And I really hope they address that in the next episode, because all of a sudden Allegra knows, oh my gosh, there's a multiverse, there are doppelgangers, this big crisis is coming, and my boss's husband is the Flash. So I really hope they address that and Team Flash kind of tells her the truth. I think it's a miracle she hasn't already gone and confronted Iris in this episode, but I guess there just wasn't time. Also, at the end of the episode, we see there's a press conference where the Flash officially recognizes Elongated Man as a superhero, which, I mean, I don't know what the point is. Like, Flash has been their hero. I know, like, they even have Flash Day, if that's even still a thing. But surely the citizens know about these other superheroes that also seem to be there all the time, like Killer Frost and Elongated Man and Vibe. But I guess this was just more of an official thing, like, hey, I know you all trust me, so you guys should trust him. But I think that's the first time I've ever seen the Flash do public speaking, and he didn't modulate his voice, so he sounded like Barry Allen, so I think that was a little strange as well for keeping his identity a secret. And speaking of Barry Allen, Ralph and Joe actually organized to give him a Medal of Honor as a CSI. So, I don't know, that was kind of cool. But, yeah, that pretty much finishes up the episode, except right at the end, we see Ralph giving a picture that he took from their undercover mission to Iris for her to go reporting on it. But then she leaves, and all of a sudden Bloodwork is there, and he tackles Ralph kind of off the roof of a building, it looks like, and then that's it. So we'll have to wait and see what happens with that. The next two episodes are part 1 and part 2, and they're very Bloodwork centric. I don't know if this is 100% confirmed, but the way I'm hearing it is these two episodes will wrap up Bloodwork's story so that you can go into Crisis without worrying about him, and there will be a new villain after Crisis. I'm not 100% sure if that's true, but that's what everyone else seems to be saying, so that's probably what's happening. Anyways, moving on to Arrow. This was a really good episode. There had some solid moments, and most importantly, there were some secrets revealed, so I'll get to that in a bit. But first, just the episode. Oliver goes to Russia with his kids and Laurel to get the plans to this antimatter weapon. And he's very kind of back and forth. Like, oh, okay. And like in the episode before, kids, stay here. Okay, fine, I guess you can handle yourself. So come with me to Russia. But then halfway through the episode, he's like, yeah, no, you guys are staying here, and then I'm sending you home. He doesn't end up sending them home. He ends the episode trusting them, but we'll see if that stays, or if they get another fight. So they go to Russia to get these plans, but in their attempt to do so, they're confronted by the Bratva, who is this Russian mafia gang that Oliver used to be a part of. And that results in a bit of a complication. They end up having to fight in a fight club. First, Oliver agreed to do it to get the plans, but then the Bratva intercepted that, killed the general, took the plans, and then the only way that they could get it is Oliver and Mia then went as a tag team into the fight ring, and Laurel and Oliver's Russian friend, I'm not sure if I remember his name, they go and steal the plans. Also, while this is going on, John Diggle is tasked with acquiring plutonium from Bialia, and he actually finds Roy Harper and asks him to come with him. He tells him it's just a one-time thing and he just needs help for this, but then eventually Roy figures out that John wants him to rejoin the team, because apparently when the people from the future came back, they said that in the future he is a part of the team, and so why wait 20 years for him to do that and learn to control his bloodlust? Why not start now? And by the end of the episode, we see Roy come around to that actually, and he agrees to stay with Team Arrow. So I'm assuming he's going to be here for the rest of the season. I don't really know on that though. The other big thing that happened in the episode that actually didn't take much time, but it was big, is we find out what Laurel has to do to betray Oliver, according to the Monitor. And it's actually not as bad as I thought it'd be. The Monitor wants her to steal, to get the plans and bring them to him before Oliver can get the plans. Which makes sense. At that point, it's just the Monitor protecting himself. And realistically, I don't know if Team Arrow needs to be building an antimatter cannon to use against the Monitor. I think that might not be necessary, because despite their doubts, the Monitor is still supposed to be the good one in this situation, and I don't know if antimatter will do anything to the anti-Monitor. But we actually see then, when Laurel goes to get this information of what she has to do, she's met with Lyla, and she was not expecting that. She didn't realize, no one knew that Lyla was working for the Monitor, and Laurel's clearly disappointed in her, and yet she agrees to work with the Monitor for a while. She gets the plans, and by the end of the episode, she comes to bring them to Lyla, but she actually says she didn't bring them. Instead, she brought Oliver and Diggle. And so that kind of, the cat's out of the bag that Lyla's working with the Monitor, but no one really knows anything else other than that. And before they can ask questions, all three of them are tranquilized by someone, I don't know. And that's the end of the episode. So hopefully though, that means that next episode we will get some answers and figure out how Lyla became Harbinger and why she has to work for the Monitor. But yeah, so that's pretty much it. It was a good episode and I enjoyed it. Finally, moving on to some Crisis on Infinite Earths news. They released more promo images. It's giving us our first look at Tom Welling's Clark Kent and Kevin Conroy's Bruce Wayne. And there's also more pictures of Brandon Routh as Clark Kent and Superman. There's a picture of Iris and Lois together, and with the Book of Destiny. So that's interesting. We haven't seen that since the Elseworlds crossover. But anyways, if you did want to go check out those pictures, I've posted them on my Instagram account. I'll put the link up here right now on the screen. And yeah, if you enjoyed the video, you could go ahead and leave a like. That'd be greatly appreciated. And I'll see you guys later. Peace out. Bye.